Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Mighty Stream. Today is March 24th. It's Thursday. I am amazed. The week has just flown by and we are at Thursday. This is amazing. The kids have a half day today and then tomorrow they're out, and I think all of next week they're out as well. Well, good morning to you. I'm glad to be with you. I am with Hope Through Navigation's initiative, Hood Recovery Services. Hood stands for Hope Offered on Demand. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Do my famous lean right there. Yeah, so I'm so happy to be with you today, and I'm excited to do our reading for today, our Just for Today meditation from Narcotics Anonymous. And I did catch a glimpse of it as I was pulling it up, and it sounds like it's going to be pretty intense. I'm even I'm even interested in seeing what my response will be. So why don't we go ahead and get into it this morning? Oh, you know what? I've been missing to do the serenity prayer. So let's just take a moment of silence. Bring everything forward, still yourself, calm down, right? We're setting the pace for the rest of the day. So I want you to just chill out, calm down, and let's collectively do the Just for Today meditation after we do the serenity prayer, okay? Let's do that. Take that moment of silence now, followed by the serenity prayer, the we version of it, okay? Let's do that. Who we are not. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Powerful, powerful. I always get, I get a calmness about knowing everything is as it ought to be, and that if it is not as it ought to be, I will be given the tools throughout the course of the day to change the affairs, right? So let's go ahead and get into the reading. Here we are. It's up there bright and beautiful. Whew, that is super bright. Well, let's see what it says. March 24th, 2022. Letting go of the past. Page 86. And here's the quotation. It is not where we were that counts, but where we are going. Basic text, page 23. When we first find recovery, some of us feel shame or despair at calling ourselves addicts. In the early days, we may be filled with both fear and hope as we struggle to find new meaning in our lives. The past may seem inescapable and overpowering. It may be hard to think of ourselves in any way other than the way we always have. While memories of the past may serve as reminders of what's waiting for us if we use again, they can also keep us stuck in a nightmare of shame and fear. Though it may be difficult to let go of those memories, each day in recovery can bring us that much farther away from our active addiction. Each day, we can find more to look forward to and less to punish ourselves for. In recovery, all doors are open to us. We have many choices. Our new life is rich and full of promise. While we cannot forget the past, we don't have to live in it. We can move on. Just for today, I will pack my bags and move out of my past into a present filled with hope. And that's, of course, from the NA World Services. And I do not own any rights to that. I'm excited. I'm excited about that reading. And again, it's about letting go of the past. It's not where we were that counts, but where we are going, right? And then that last part, I will pack my bags and move out of my past into a present filled with hope. So I'm interested in how you're doing. I'm interested in what you feel about that reading. When you think about not forgetting the past, but being willing to pack your bags and move into your present that is filled with hope, what do you think about? Because all of that reading has been there year after year after year. And to tell you the truth, I don't ever remember even reading it. It has been there year after year. We read it, we go to meetings. They always do the Just for Today meditation. Generally speaking, they include that in the meeting format. And we hear this positive information, but in reality, how much of that do we let our mind, our spirit, our bodies receive? Because letting go of the past is kind of like a process of being sure to do it whenever the thoughts of the past come up and they want to bring guilt and shame or fear to you. You have to have the tools necessary to ward them off. Self talk sometimes, right? Self affirmation sometimes are helpful with that. Um, there's meditation sometimes is helpful with that. Exercise sometimes is helpful with that. Spending time with other people in recovery that believe in you is helpful with that. Having a network, in other words, is what I'm saying. But this is what I have found to be the most effective form of disabling the power of the past: forgiveness, love, and forgiveness. Forgiveness of oneself and others, and love for oneself and others. And guess where those two stem from? Forgiveness from your higher power and the love of your higher power. So those spiritual principles of love and forgiveness have the power to disable that haunted past that sometimes continue to come up. If we have the ability to tap into a power greater than ourselves, a higher power that is both loving and caring and forgiving. And that concerns me sometimes when people don't have evidence of that type of relationship in their lives. They are the ones most of the time that I see, they seem to keep going in a circle. You know, they stay clean for a little bit, then they relapse. They stay clean for a little bit, then they relapse. And what happens is that because of not fully investing in themselves in the program of recovery, because of believing that it's just enough to stay clean, because of being a dressed up garbage can, right? I look good on the outside, but my inside is full of so much yuckiness, so much garbage that is not serving me any purpose other than to make me sick, right? And when you have that dynamic in your life, you can fake the funk for a while, right? We can fake the funk for a while. You can mask up and show up for a while. But believe you me, there will come the day in time when something will strike that mask. It'd be like a lorry, right? Something will hit that mask that you have on and it will come crumbling down. And when it comes crumbling down, the tendency is to run and hide out of just maybe the hurt of the situation is too great. Maybe there's a reservation that you're going to pick up and use behind whatever's going on. And so it's better to withdraw, sabotage relationships so that you can use in peace, right? So when that mask comes crumbling down, there is a tendency to feel some shame and some fear, um, and not deal with it. But I'm telling you that my experience has been, because I have had many occasions when the masks just, I couldn't even, the super glue, I couldn't super glue the mask back up, right? And so the tendency sometimes is to run away or not deal with it or try to put another mask up in its place, which is, oh, I'm okay, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good, girl, please. That's nothing. I got this. Right. And that's not really what's going on in the heart. And so I have lived both lives. I want to say I have lived both lives, and one life was a lie, right? Of wearing this constant mask that everything was okay. Well, I had a situation come up in my life that I had absolutely no control over, and it hit my mask so hard. And I had been in the program for a while. And when it came crumbling down, it crumbled everything. It even crumbled my ability to speak. It crumbled my ability to walk. It crumbled my ability to even know who I was, less known someone else. I had the worst breakdown, and it was all connected to failed relationships, failed marriage, right? And so it just came crumbling down. And I needed someone that was loving and caring and trained, had the credentials, right? License to be able to help me piece my spirit back together. And I will never forget that lady. She ran a counseling agency in Indiana, and she really helped me piece myself back together, piece by piece. And when I would try to put a piece in a place that didn't belong, and I could just hear her saying, that does not go there. That what you're trying to hold on to goes back there in the past. But I'll tell you what does go there, this beautiful gift. And I want you to put that in that place of that negative feeling, that negative thought. I want you to put that there. And I would question, oh my goodness, if I put that there, I suddenly am going to be free of the past, the baggage. Oh, I don't know what that's going to feel like. Right? I'm more comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm not sure if I can do that. And she was like, yeah, I expect that from you. She told me, I expect that from you. You are so used to the pain and surviving it that that has become your identity, is to survive. You don't have to survive anymore, dear. You can thrive, but it's going to come from an active change of ideals, a change of your core values, and challenging yourself. And the best way, after I got through that phase with her, I did like the glimpse of who I saw. I did see that I could smile, and it wasn't like this pasted smile that had no feeling or no life behind it. I saw that I could actually laugh a hard laugh that would make me cry. Felt so good to be back to life again, but it took work. So what am I saying here? I'm saying that the reading is beautiful, but unless you're in a position where you're really ready to roll your sleeves up, invite someone into your life to help you through this process of recovery. In particular, I'm talking about living the steps, but also writing the steps and working them out with a sponsor, right? And do the work, because the love and the forgiveness comes once you know what you're trying to love and forgive, right? I thought I was trying to forgive all of those abuses and things of that nature. But really, what I was trying to forgive was that I had lost my voice. I was voiceless. I was enduring pain without even making a sound. And I thought that that somehow made the person that was causing the pain, the perpetrator, the abuser, right? The user, right? I thought it made their life miserable. But all it did was condone what they were doing. It let them know, I don't want to say condone, but it let them know that I wasn't going to tell. I wasn't going to make a peep or a sound and that they can continue to do whatever that they were doing to me. And it wasn't until I got to the point where, like I said, n- I really had a breakdown that took all of me. And this lady um, was able to help me rebuild, not even rebuild. She helped me to build myself back up again into a person that had posture and that had strength and that had courage and was bold enough to say, I'm drawing the line right here. Go no further. You cross this line, you're going to get a lioness. You're going to get it. Do not cross that line with me again. You don't speak to me that way. Do I speak to you that way? Don't speak to me that way. Oh, you're going to speak to me that way anyway? Guess what? We're done. See you later. Bye. I don't need you in my life. I invited you into my life and you have not come as a guest. You don't act like you appreciate it. So go. And I got to the point where I was really very good at protecting myself in a positive way. And it came as a result of that breakdown, this lady investing her time and energy in me, being willing to tell me deathbed honesty, the truth about myself. And did I have a NA sponsor at that time? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I did not have the trust that was required to do the work with her. And when I got through that phase of my life, it took about 2 years for me to come out of that on top. I was able to get fully into recovery. And I haven't looked back since. I have not looked back since. So sometimes we need outside help. And if that's you, then you need to consider that. Sitting around in the rooms and making meetings every day and maybe even having a sponsor. Your sponsor is not your counselor. Your sponsor is to guide you through the steps, help you understand how to apply them in all your affairs, the spiritual principles. But there's some things your sponsor may not, unless they have actually had the training, may not be qualified to give you the direction and help to walk you through dismantling the mask and figuring out what it is that mask has been protecting all of these years. What is that you're afraid of letting people see, right? If they know this about me, they won't love me. So I have to wear this mask. What is that? And sometimes we need outside help. And I think that seeking outside help is a very loving thing to do, especially when it comes to our thoughts, our mental health, right? Because a lot of times we go to the doctor, boy, you get some heart palpitations and we run right to the doctor. We see our doctor, we get a referral to a cardiologist. The cardiologist hooks us up to stuff. And before you know it, we have either a diagnosis or a clean bill of health given to us or instructions. You need to lose some weight. You got too much fat around that heart. You need to lose some weight. I need for you to exercise every day. You need to develop your heart muscle and get into aerobic activity, increase your lung capacity. You go to a doctor to see them for whatever the condition is. There's absolutely nothing wrong with seeking outside help to deal with the spiritual heart condition, the process of letting things go. I remember that lady, she told me one time, she said, I want to make sure that you know that I know that you are hoarding your pain. You're holding on to it. And I guarantee you, if I took all of your baggage and I put it in the front of a room with a whole bunch of other people's baggage, and I told you to go get what you want, you would go back and get the same baggage that you have been carrying because it's familiar to you. It sometimes serves a purpose for you to be able to manipulate people into what you need done. And I am going to assist you in not only taking the bag off of your back, but I don't want you to own it anymore. Like, I want you to look at that as that was something that you took on over the years, and you can let it go. You can let it go. Not maybe in an instant, but we can train you to be able to let that go and let it stay where it is. I do not want you to hoard your pain anymore. Your identity is not in all of that pain and resentment and anger and hurt. Your identity is what you were born with. And we're going to get to who that is. And we did. We absolutely did. I'm very grateful to her. Matter of fact, she's probably, her and one other lady have a lot to do with the course that I'm on with my academic education, my pursuit academically, right? We're just counseling, mental health counseling, clinical mental health counseling, and to be a school counselor, right? I'm working on a master's. I'm in my second year, and I'm excited that I am still on this course to becoming a doctor one day. You know what? That is a beautiful summation. I am still on the course to becoming. You fill in the blanks. You find out what it is you're holding on to, what your mask is. You find out who can help you to put it in perspective and get on with the becoming who you were created to be. My name is Mighty Stream. I have had a very good morning. The boys are due to be up here soon and get on for their day, their half day. And I'm excited. They've learned how to ride bikes. It's been a long process. They've been on scooters for a long time. And I'm just excited to see what our health journey is going to look like this summer. Well, you take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Remember, I'm Mighty Stream with Hood Recovery Services, Hope offered on demand. Get a hold of me if you need me. I'll be there for you. Take care. Bye bye.